Hey, welcome to another Raid Shadow Legends video. I'm Wood, and in this series we're comparing two accounts that I started on the same day at the same time, and I'm playing the same way with one major difference. One account has a monthly spending budget, the other is free to play. It's day 25. Let's check our progress. Hey, thanks again for joining me. Like we do every day, we'll have a greenish blue, bluish green border around the free-to-play account, and then when I switch to the budget account like that, you won't see any border. So you'll be able to keep track of which account I'm on as I'm talking about both of them. You can see I'm at level 45, and I'm halfway through level 45 on the free-to-play, and on the budget, I only just got to level 45, and that opens up Hydra. It's still too early for us to do any Hydra, but nice that it's at least open. If we get some champions that'll help us at least, maybe, I don't know, 3 key to get minimum damage. It's going to be a while before I think we get there, but we want to start doing that as soon as possible so we can get our Mithrala fragments. Easy for me to say. And we're going to go in here. I'm not going to open my daily login rewards today yet. I will open them later, but I know there's 500 energy in there on day 25, and so I'm gonna wait to open that until later, till I'm ready to use all of it. We're still farming dragon for lifesteal gear, and we've gotten a few pretty good pieces from that. I made some progress in some missions. Let's take a look and see. I'm probably keeping more gear than I need to, obviously, but I did get this speed glove, and it's a 5-star crit rate with some crit damage on it. No speed, but anything crit rate with crit damage or crit damage with crit rate is ones, especially early, that I always keep. That one's pretty good there, even though it's no speed. There's speed on that one. It's still just a 4-star. Speed on that defense glove, and then an attack glove with some, hopefully, 2 rolls of crit rate. Yeah, so and we've gotten some. I have been farming some ice golem on this free-to-play account. Also, you'll see that I got sets from that because I'm on the mission to get 10 5 or 6-star artifacts from stage 10 or higher of Ice Golem's Peak. So I had started farming a little bit of Ice Golem. The way you do this, by the way, and I've mentioned this before, but in case you weren't watching the other videos, I always, if you log in before the reset happens, when things switch over and your daily rewards reset, if you're already logged in and you don't log into it later, it won't force you to take the reward. But if you log in after that reset happens, it'll just pop up and you'll be forced to take the reward, whatever it is. And sometimes if you've got a 7-day login champion or something and you want to wait until a clan versus clan tournament, maybe starting that night or something, you can have your account logged in before that, and then go in and accept it later, if that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense to everybody. That's something I've done. I've always done so that if it's energy in there or a champion that I want to get points for an event and it hasn't started yet. I mean, you have to be within a day, obviously, of an event like that starting. But that has happened. I think that happened when the Ronda Rousey 7-day login happened. We had a CVC that day, but it started it started that next morning, and so I had my account already logged in, and I waited to pick up my daily login rewards until till the next morning when the CVC started, and then you get your 30,000 points for that new legendary champion. So that can happen. And you can see I've built up some coins here for the Wilkeswell's path. We've still got another day, little longer than a day before that's over. And with these path events, you can still spend your coins after the event is over. I think you get 24 hours, after the event is over to spend your coins on some of these rewards. And after that, though, if they tell you how long you have to spend your coins, and then after that happens, they just compensate you with a pretty small amount of silver for the coins. So you do want to go in and spend these, but they don't make you spend them until I think it's usually like a day, 24 hours after the event ends. So we've got a day and a half here, and then probably 2 days to spend the coins. I probably will pick some up, but we've just gotten those coins through some training. We haven't opened any shards other than mystery shards. Mystery shards, I think, give you 3 coins for each mystery. I did the Wixwell. I mean, I've been doing the Wixwell events on my main account, and I haven't had to pull shards really. I pulled a few ancient shards, but I'm not going to pull any sacred shards. That's a decision that I had already made. Let's show where we are in Arena on the free-to-play. I'm still in silver 4. Ooh, my coins stacked up. I'm not regenerating any new coins. Let's use some. Hoping to get to gold 1 pretty soon. For the arena challenges, we're into the ones where you have to get into gold arena, and one of them is win 10 fights in a row in gold 1. So those you have to pick carefully, because you don't see a lot of one-man defenses in gold 1, because people are all trying to do the same thing. They're trying to fight their way up, and they don't want to lose progress. The thing about arena, though, is that you can only lose a certain number each day that affect you negatively, that will cause you to drop. As long as you're really active, you can leave a one-man defense in, and as long as you're doing a certain number of fights every day, you're not going to fall out. With my main account, I've had a single-man defense for probably a couple of years now. I haven't ever even changed it. And as long as I do a certain number of fights, every once in a while I'll drop down into gold 4, just the top level of gold 4, but it usually only takes me 1 or 2 fights and I'm back in gold 5. And so you can stay, once you get there, you can stay there pretty easily, even if you have a one-man defense in. I think we can win this one. Maybe I'm fooling myself, but I think we can win this one. Let's see. Important to have your debuffer faster than your nuker, obviously. Oh, they got a tanky team here, but that provoke is nice for Taragi. Yeah, and that Rathalos doesn't hit very hard, so I think we're okay. We are weak affinity. Ethel is weak affinity to both of these champions that are left on their team, but we'll wear them down. There we go. So proud of my team. They do a great job. So yeah, we're just working our way up, and hopefully we'll get to, see, you've got some teams of 133,000 power there. But I think, like, even a team like this, we're around the same power level, but to me, team construction-wise and everything else, I mean, Cupidus is amazing, but I don't know. I think we win this one. Let's try it. Let's see if we win. My Adele stats, or Adele, my Ethel. So I've got an Adeline and I've got an Ethel, and for some reason, I keep getting, I keep trying to put the two names together, and it comes out Adele. Oh man! So my Ethel is not that strong. Her stats aren't that great, but she's been doing pretty well. I think we're getting close to gold 1, so I think doing that is pretty. Is that a Tashada? I didn't even know she had a revive. I'm gonna have to look at that. Yeah, and most Cupidi, most of them hit a lot harder than that. I could tell just by you can go by team power a little bit. I mean, it is an indication of how far along somebody is in their account and in their builds and in their gear. It's not 100%. I've been snuck up on a few times by some teams that I just saw, their team power, and I thought, it's really low. And then they they surprised me. So that does happen every once in a while, but most of the time you can kind of tell just by team composition and by power level what they've got going on. And so luckily we won that fight, and it didn't make me look bad. Well, I I do a pretty good job of that by myself most of the time. And then in tag team arena, I'm really going to push tomorrow night. So we've got a day and 4 hours left for the ranking period, and I'm really going to try and push up into bronze 2 here. It's getting harder to find wins in tag team. Until you build a few more champions, it's pretty rough. We got 350s here. Yeah, this is one we can probably do. Yeah, so the wins can be kind of tough to find when you get to this level. I don't have enough champions built for success, for a lot of success in tag arena yet. Yeah, you see, these are mostly pretty tough fights. This one might be doable. No, I don't think I win 2 out of 3 of those. Yeah, I like to at least go for 2 out of 3. So disappointing not to be opening Sacred Shards this weekend. Really, I was looking forward to a 2 times on Sacreds, but I really want to do the next fusion if it's possible for us, or I really want to do the next fusion if it's going to be a good fusion. I'm really hoping for that. We'll see. If it's not a good fusion, I'm just going to hold on to my shards. But we'll see what happens. Oh, nasty. Well, I knew I was going to lose that one. I set up to win the first and the first and third of the fights. Oh my. She hits hard. I like that. I have to figure this out. Get her, Padma. There we go. I want to go check her out. What's her deal? In the Orcs faction, Yelagirna. So instead of candles on her head, she has little torches. I just love this design. She looks so cool. Great big sword with all the runes on it. That's just so great. What a great design. Okay, let's see. Let's look at her skills, because I don't think I've faced her in an arena battle before, and I don't have her on any account that I have. So attacks one enemy 2 times, places a 50% increased attack buff on this champion for 2 turns if this attack kills an enemy. So she has a condition for increased attack on an A1. It's attacks all enemies on her A2. Has a 75% chance of placing a 50% decreased attack debuff for 2 turns. So books up to 100, so that's a nice decreased attack, and books down to a 3-turn cooldown. Her A3 attacks one enemy, has a 75% chance of placing block buffs debuff and block active skills debuff for 2 turns. This attack is always critical. Nice. That's a pretty nice skill if you need single target block buffs and block active skills. That can be used in a couple places. I think it looks like she's okay, so she revives when she kills an enemy. So that's the condition of her revive. All right, so she's a little bit like an Astralon that way. Astralon revives when he kills an enemy on one of his skills. Increases ally attack and faction crypts by 30%. Yeah, so she's a faction wars champion. I hadn't seen her in arena before, so I wanted to check that out. That's kind of cool. Yeah, the progress that we've made for both accounts, we have. I'm stuck on this mission right now, but I'm not too worried about it because I still have 24 hours before I get to this winning a superior spirit potion. I'm going to be about a week stuck behind. I'm on the budget now, and on the budget account, we're on earn a superior void from stage 10 or higher from the void keep, and that's what opens today, and it's only open once a week. So I'm going to be about a week ahead, because the next time I get time gated on the budget or on the free to play account, I'll be stuck on void, and that'll be all the way until next week. So I will be a week behind the budget account on my missions. And depending on when I get stuck next on the budget account, I might be able to make up some ground with the free-to-play. But I was trying to keep them as even as possible, but it just had to do with some RNG, that happened. It has nothing to do with spending or anything like that. And so I am kind of in my head, I'm keeping track of, what has caused increased progress on either account. And some, the RNG makes a big difference on some of those things. Check our market here again. No mystery shards. Typically you stop looking at the gear in the market within weeks of starting the game. So day 25, I'm already kind of ignoring most of it. If something 5-star and epic shows up, then I'll at least look at it. But we're starting to get some 5-star gear. A few pieces of 6-star gear have dropped from Dragon on this account. Nothing special though yet. I mean, we're doing okay. It's hasn't been terrible. I should be able to put some more lifesteal sets together. But yeah, you can see since I checked last time, I do have a 4-star with some speed on it. You can see Frost and Toxic and Retaliation, Avenging, Stalwart, all the stuff that comes from Dragon. And then I got a cruel piece this morning from Clan Boss. Also, we've made some progress in Clan Boss. I'll take you in here on this one and show you. Oh, she wants to tell me about Hydra since I opened Hydra. So I'll let her tell me about Hydra here. I don't have a choice. Okay, why is it not? I'm clicking. I promise. Beat the Hydra. Well, I can't. You won't let me click out of here. All right, we're experiencing some technical difficulties. I'm going back to the free-to-play account, and I'm going to show you what we're doing on Clan Boss. I'll have to close that one out and restart it. On Clan Boss, we've gotten now to the point where we're one-keying normal with both accounts, and that's a big step because now we can put 3 keys into hard, and I'm hoping that we'll be able to 3-key the top chest in hard. And that's where we start getting a better chance at some void shards. It's a remote possibility of getting a void shard on hard, but if you can get the top chest every day on hard, it just gives you a better chance. And like I said, we need to get into a clan that's doing enough damage to each boss where we'll be able to collect 2 chests each day. But like I said, I've said this before, we're not ready to get into a bigger clan yet. I'd rather get to a point where we're 1-keying hard and then moving into Nightmare before we shop for another clan. You see Monk doing some good poisoning, and Taragi's putting up some good poison too. So until we have a better poisoner, Monk is doing a sufficient job. I've been pretty happy with that. And we're getting decreased attack from both Taragi and Stagnite. Actually, Adeline too on her A3. I think it's her A3. Don't quote me. But yeah, you can see Monk keeps quite a few poisons on there. And then, the boss hitting Taragi, he also places those poisons once in a while also. So that's, I did put the Sniper Mastery on Taragi, just to help him land those. I should probably, if I finish out Adeline's Masteries, which I haven't really been running too much Minotaur, but if I finish out Adeline's Masteries, I will probably try and put her on Sniper also, since I'm really not planning on booking her. The Sniper will help, her land some of her debuffs a little bit. Sniper's only 5% though, but it's important for Stagnite. It's important for legendaries that you're not going to book. If they have a 75% chance, then obviously 80 is a little bit better. You never know when that's going to proc. I guess we need to make Monk a little bit tougher, don't we? Yeah, and I still need to put some lifesteal gear on Stagnite also for this fight. The healing that Adeline does and the protection that Taragi provides helps sustain us quite a bit, but I'd still like to have him in lifesteal. If he gets singled out by the boss on the stun hit, on the single target hit, he'll probably go down. He's still got some. Yeah, now he loses. Yep, there he goes. That's it. It's not that impressive. I've seen many of these. I know what's gonna happen. It's kind of like that scene from The Matrix where the guy's just watching all the code, and he doesn't even, he sees what's happening in the Matrix by watching the code, and he translates. I love how she's healing up there on each, but then on turn 20 his damage ramps up quite a bit. So you usually, with early teams like this, your damage doesn't ramp up that much. If you'll notice, I do have Adeline in Brimstone, and she is landing it once in a while, and that's a really helpful amount. That's where most of her damage is coming from. Obviously Monk, he's doing poison, and then Taragi is doing a lot of poison, and he's also got War Master as well. If I had Ethel in War Master, we'd be doing a lot more damage. I'm just not planning on having her be my damage dealer in Clan Boss for long term. And so I decided to put her in Helm Smasher for that reason, because she's going to be my nuker for the foreseeable future unless I pull somebody better. And I'm sure I will. It's probably not going to be long. But 3.88 million, if we extrapolate that out, that's almost 4 million. That's a 3 key gives us a Guardian chest on that one. So hopefully that's where we'll be. And see, I've got 2. Yeah, so if I can get just under 4 more million again on my next key, that'll give us Guardian chest for hard and a 1 key on normal. So and both accounts are up to that level now, and I think that's good progress for day 25. Like to pull some more champions that have a better ability to do Clan Boss. Finchie has been working pretty well on my budget team, but I'm restarting the budget window right now on BlueStacks, so we'll get back to that. But that's pretty much it. We haven't made too much more progress. I'm going to hold on to shards. I'm going to keep trying to push to get through some of the other missions, especially to get to 13 on Ice Golem. That's going to be pretty tough. And then obviously tomorrow we get the Spirit Keep mission out of the way. We have another Dragon mission coming up here, and then defeating 75 champions in Classic Arena. That actually goes pretty fast, that one. 2 champions with 6 level 16 artifacts. We're going to have to build up some silver for that one. So we'll just keep doing missions. Like I said, we're going to get time gated. We're going to arrive at a point when we have to wait on the Void Keep to open again next week. And so on the budget account, I will solve that mission today, though, to win 1 superior potion from the Void Keep. And we'll be able to keep pushing on, and we'll see how far we get. That's pretty much all I had for today. Nothing else really important other than dragon farming is going on. Once this dragon event is over with the 3 times lifesteal, I'll probably just put most of my energy back into building up my next 6-star champions. And so for this account, that's going to be Stag Knight. Help him get some more survivability. Yeah, and until I get a better poisoner, I think we're just going to stick with Monk. We'll have him leveled up to 50, and then he'll become a 5-star chicken for whoever I replace him with on the Clan Boss team. What I just realized, restarting that budget account caused me to have to open that 500 energy. So I am going to go spend some energy so that I don't get capped out for too long. Oh man, I'll go back to the free-to-play here and look at the Classic Arena. I think we were in first place for a while. I don't know if we still are. No, we've been pushed down to 3rd. But we're not far away. I could make a push, and maybe we've got a little over a day left on that tournament. So I could maybe make a push and win that tournament. I'd like to get some more Relentless gear on this account. It's been funny, I think I've had a little bit better luck on the free-to-play as far as tournament placement, where I've been put in tournaments, and just because you never know who you're going to be facing in tournaments. Sometimes you're facing people that you're not gonna win those, but every once in a while you win one and you get some Relentless gear. So it's good when you should take advantage of those when you have them. So if you see that there's not a lot of participation, it's good to watch the tournaments. if you see that not a lot of people are participating in them, you want to try and get some Relentless gear if you can. So that's nice as well. I do about a video a week, just as a general guide for some things, and I had a video come out last weekend about defeating Amius, the Lunar Archon. So if you're a late game player and you're having trouble with that boss, that might be a video that you might want to check out. And I actually did another video that I'll be releasing tomorrow that's an addendum to that video because I failed to put the builds, to list all the builds of all the champions that I used. And that video also goes over defeating the normal mode for Amius. I didn't realize the rotation changed. This month is the first month we've had where we're duplicating all the previous rotations, but they mixed them up, and it's like they put them all in a blender and they just sort of landed where they landed. And on every previous rotation of Amius, you've had the same team available to you on both, and you've had more available to you on normal than you had on hard. But this time you had different restrictions, and so I used two different teams, teams that I had previously used, but they were different from each other on this rotation, if that makes sense. And so I came out with another video for this weekend to cover the normal mode of Amius. And hopefully that'll give people a good idea about how to defeat that boss. He's tricky, and there's very specific things that you have to do to make that fight work. And so, hey, that's nice. Got the 20 turn one. I take that for granted sometimes. When you're very early game and you get that advanced quest that asks you to survive 20 turns against the Demon Lord, sometimes that's tricky. We'll do a perception piece here. We can only do 4 or 5 star. We haven't pushed up to get the. I'm even gonna use charms. Let's see what we get. Got a 5 star flat, no accuracy, no speed. Yeah, that's too bad. I'm always hopeful though. So anyway, yeah. So the Amius video, if you want to go check that out, I'll be releasing the next one, tomorrow from the time I'm recording this, but it won't be too long. It'll probably be out by the time you see this video. So hopefully that'll help some people. If you're having a little trouble, or if you think you might be ready to do Amius or Cintranos, and you're having trouble with the mechanics of the boss, I think that might be helpful for some people. And if you wouldn't mind giving me a like or a subscribe, maybe push the notification bell so that you know when the next video for the series is coming out, I'd be grateful to you. And I thank you so much for watching the videos. I'm just getting things going here, and it's been a lot of fun so far. Day 25, I haven't missed haven't missed any updates, and on the weekends I skip one day so on Mondays I do kind of a catch up for the last 2 days on this series. But it's been a lot of fun. This is something I've never done before, and I hope it helps some people. I hope it helps you, and I hope you are having a great day. And if you're watching this when it comes out, I hope you're having a great weekend. I have been Wood, and I appreciate you.